Hey everybody, I'm Aunty Charlotte from We Out Here to Vibe. My specialty is housing specialist as well as healer. I want to introduce my guest, Judy, who is one of Pan Life #1 elder team player. Let me just put it to you guys that way. No shade. She felt the need to express herself through We Out Here to Vibe as an elder to talk about her traumas and use this platform to let young people as well as elders to be free to express themselves so that everybody could be on the same playing field. I love Miss Judy. She is a superb elder. She's dedicated. She's there every Saturday as one of our elders to feed and heal the community. So I felt it was important for us to have this conversation. A little bit of update on Pan Life. Pan Life Project 333 has been up and running for the last couple of years, but for the last 2 years straight, we have been running a food pantry in Mattapan at 47 Edgewater Drive. So Miss Judy, I felt, was amazing woman who I look up to and who we conversate every Saturday, and she's very passionate about her experiences of trauma. So I want everybody to just take their time and listen and see if any of that plays any part in your life. Being able to identify her first early years of trauma. We're going to take a break and we're going to get back at you.
Y'all come with me to Essential Body Herbs on Blue Hill Ave in Mattapan. Off jump, I had to give me a mush walk for my teethuses, okay? Keep them white and bright. Essential Body Herbs has an array of body care, holistic, aromatherapy, herbs, and disease. You feel me? They are Black-owned, female-owned, and Caribbean. A trifecta of Black excellence. Y'all, I had to give me some peppermint, ginger tea. My stomach was messing with me. They got powders and sea moss in the bag, you feel me? Then they got honey and bee pollen, for your allergies. Before I dipped, I had to get me some sandalwood and eucalyptus incense because I got an array that I could not ignore. Got some agua too. Dried incense in the front. Slabs of African black soap, a brick of African black soap, diversity. They got a perfumery in the back. You know I had to make some. Customer service is amazing. Got 2 of them. Then I had to check out Cook Good and Look Good. Check them out.
Hey everybody, we out here to vibe. Hi, I'm Aunty, and tonight we're going to be talking about trauma and what that looks like. Tonight's guest should be one of our elders, somebody who's a part of the community, who has to function daily within this community. So I thought it would be good for her to give her definition on what trauma looks like in her eyes. And I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Good evening. My name is Judy, and I'm from Boston. And what trauma looks like to me, it's really scary. And I've been part of trauma for since the age of 16. I've been abused, domestic violence, and that was really traumatic. It was a back and forth thing with my children's father, actually. It would be something different every day. Beatings, the whole 9 yards, from being tormented, clothes being ripped off, black eyes, stitches, back and forth to court. And it was to the point where I would either stay with him just to make sure things were safe, but it still wasn't safe because at the same time I was scared and scared for everyone else around me. And I tried to find a way to get out of it, and it took me at least 5 years before I could actually say, no, I'm not taking it anymore. And I just picked up and left. But through the years, it would make me, I have flashbacks. And I would always tell my kids I don't want them going through what I went through. So I've been going through therapy for it, off and on, and how I deal with it, I still pray on it. that it ceases and that it doesn't happen to anyone else.
Your first experience was at the age of 16.
Mm-hmm.
What are the things that made you overcome that experience?
I listening to different people that have been through it, and it was like, you're the one that's going to have to be, you have to have the willpower to get out of it. People can just tell you, don't stay in it, leave it, don't go back to it, but you have to have the willpower to walk away. And it took me 6 years to walk away, but I finally did it. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't have to go through this every day with a black eye or a busted lip.
Mm-hmm.
And God didn't put me down here to be beat on like that. So I finally woke up and said, you know what, no more. I just have to pack up and leave and put it behind me, even though it was hard, but I did. And as the years progressed, I still went through therapy for it. So I'm a little better now, because before it was like I'd be terrorized every time I went out in the street. I'd be scared, thinking he would be around me or lurking behind bushes, and because he was good for that. Jumping out of the hallways and stuff like that. So something said, nope, just wake up. And I prayed on it, and someone else was praying for me too at the same time, because I wouldn't have been able to come out of that. I wouldn't have.
So what's your sense on now the community? Do you feel like you have any form of community trauma going through our streets and through the city of Boston?
For me, I don't have fear of being traumatized again, but I fear for other people. And I see that every single day. And I pray on it and pray that it was, I pray on it and hoping it would stop.
Yeah. So, do you feel that through all of your daily traumas that you're going through, that you have places to go where you can find healing through all of that?
I sometimes I would talk on the phone to different people. Even going to a church, and they have healing service, prayer services once a week. I would join in with that, or even a Zoom call just to talk to one of the pastors and to let them know how I was feeling, things like that. I've gotten a little better over the years.
Okay. So what are some of your community things that you're doing to be relevant? Are you doing anything to talk about your traumas? What are some of your hobbies to get over your traumas? Because people need to know that through everything that we go through, we still can find that space to heal.
I know sometimes people say it's not good, but I stay to myself sometimes. Sometimes I don't talk about a lot of stuff that's happened in my life, but they said it's good to even talk to one person, just to let them know how you feel. So I normally do that. Or hobbies, I play games on my phone a lot, which, it's okay. But on weekends, I used to stay home all the time, but now that I found Pan Life, it's gotten better, and I'm opened up a lot since I've joined the group, because before I wouldn't say too much to anyone. And thanks to you and Azan, I'm able to speak more freely, because before I couldn't do that at all.
Right. Do you think that in all of that healing with Pan Life and with just being outside, do you think that you have grasped the understanding that you are healing?
Mm-hmm. I'm much better because before I would be nervous, a nervous wreck. Think I was getting ready to cry a lot and stuff, and it was like, I'll go in my room, just stay to myself. But now I can open up and, walk around like everything's a little better than before, and it is.
For me, a lot of people don't really ever mention COVID
Mm-hmm.
and how much it kind of like isolated us.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that people understand that that too was traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
And us talking through that is important that we do that, because I remember before COVID happened, what it was like, how much I was gathering all my family together, and I was making it sometimes a weekly thing to where my family was like, damn, Auntie, what the hell's going over there now, But I just felt that in the air that there was going to come a time where we weren't going to be able to get together. And for me, I'm so used to talking. I might not talk to all of my nieces and my nephews every day, but I do have some that I talk to a lot, as well as I think about how everybody's doing. Trauma is really like not a conversation that people are having, because if we're having this like how we're talking right now, as you as my elder, I would never think that you've been through things like that, but it's important that we do have these conversations. It's important that you have it with your daughters, have it with your nieces, your grandkids. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to get right back at you. We got to pay some bills, and we're going to come back and talk to Miss Judy.
Y'all come with me to Nubian Markets on Washington Street in Roxbury. The first thing I got was some citrus, and you already know, for real. This is a black-owned grocery store. If you're walking through Nubian Markets, you see these little signs telling you that you're buying black. I grabbed me some Wake Robin kimchi and some tofu food. Then I turned to the dairy section and got me some buttery butter, baby. Slowly but surely, I entered my home, the Cannon Spice. I got me some Louisa Sassoon and some mustard seed, because I got the faith of one, baby. Re-hit the produce section for some nanners and garlic, because y'all, I forgot. Y'all, look behind me. Y'all, they got a grab-and-go section with savory snacks and seeds, and if you go a little bit further, you're going to see some dessert. Nubian Markets. Now, surprise, they got a cafe and a halal butchery. I had to check out because I was about to pick. I could look and check them out.
And we're back, and we're here talking with Miss Judy. And Miss Judy, we're going to rally back and ask this question again. Okay. What is your first experience of trauma, and how do you, handle that within your community?
Okay. I was in the middle of it, I guess you can say. And didn't know what to do. I was trying to get myself out of it. And I was kind of like, police had roped off where I was standing. So I got kind of nervous. And I really didn't want to get involved with it. But since I was put on the spot, and they asked me what did I think about what happened in the area, and I said, enough is enough, and it needs to stop. And we have children all around us, and it's scaring them half to death.
When you say the police roped it off, what was it that you witnessed?
I heard. I didn't see anything.
Okay,
but
you heard it.
I heard it. I didn't see
trauma,
it. Yeah.
You can hear trauma too.
I heard.
So was it that traumatic for you that it brought fear to you?
It did, because I'm thinking I was caught in the middle of something, trying to run out of it at the same time. I don't know which. I didn't. I really didn't. As soon as I hit the corner, it was like which way should I go? Should I go straight? It looked like I was running smack dead into it. And I just paused and just stood there. And I kind of like froze. And that's when the news reporter just asked me, did I see anything? I'm like, no, I did not. I heard. That's all. Heard the gunshots. And that was it.
Did the person die?
I believe so.
Do you have the fear within your neighborhood? Do you feel safe within your neighborhood?
To be honest with you, no. It's still dangerous. Still catching a lot of heat, not from me personally, but the area itself. Still catching a lot of heat with the gunshots. Every night I hear the police chase up and down the street, or I get an app, the alert on my phone, something's in the neighborhood, be alert, things like that. And I get to the point, I do get scared sometimes to go out of my door. And all I do is just sit there and pray that it doesn't come in my building where I live at. It already did, but it was handled in a professional way, but it's still scary. It's still scary.
What makes you find healing? Is it therapy? Is it church? Is it, what are the things that you're doing to find that healing?
To find that healing, it's between church, therapy, and sometimes Zoom calls. And we're able to talk out whatever's bothering us. Sometimes social media, but not all the time. But I go on there a lot too and express what's going on, but not too much, not too personal. But just to let people know how you feel and what you're going through.
So, do you think that at your age, through all of the traumas that you've been through, do you think you're healing?
I can tell I am healing because if I was in my younger days, I'd be out in there trying to see who did what to who. And now I'm like, I just pray to God it's no one that I know. I always say that and pray that they find comfort and peace in what's going on because, like I had said before, too much of it's going on. And it's sad. And it's too close to home.
What do you feel is missing from the conversation when we talk about trauma? Between the young and the old, what do you think is missing?
Love, respect, good home training. I guess it all stems from home first. And a lot of prayer.
Yeah. So from your younger days to today's society, how do you place trauma?
My younger days, it really wouldn't bother me because it didn't mean too much to me, I guess. But as I got older and I see what's going on, it means a lot. And no person shouldn't have to go through that.
What are some of the things you think that this generation is dealing with when it comes to trauma? The issue?
A lot of deaths, and there's always guns, weapons, and drugs.
But that was a thing back then,
that's part
too.
of it, yeah. But
So
it's
that's
gotten
not-
worse. I don't know. It's
So for me, drugs is drugs, right? In any area, any era, any situation, drugs is drugs. That breakdown of the system, that's just an automatic. That's been going on forever. But to me, I feel as the younger generation now have more of get up my face type of attitude, respectfully, and some of them definitely do have a argument where they can say this respectfully. And as an elder, how do you see that? with the traumas
Mm-hmm.
and the new generation of trauma. I wouldn't say it's new,
Yeah.
but it's, as you put it, it's worse.
It's worse, yeah.
So how do you see that for the younger people, for them to understand? And what would be your message to them for them to understand dealing with trauma?
I see a lot of disrespect going around with that too. I don't know what I would say to them, but it's not going to last long. The way that they're coming up, it's not going to last long because they will get hurt behind certain things. No, I really never had an encounter with any of them, really, so I couldn't.
So when you say you never really had an encounter with them, do you
younger generation? I mean,
yeah, but when you say that, there's a little bit of fear there, where you feel like you can't talk to this generation.
Yeah, that would be it. Yeah, a lot of it, because I don't know what they would do, because they could come off on you on the wrong way. Say them you're not their family, so don't talk to them about this and that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, even having this conversation with one of my elders, Judy, which I respect a lot, hearing that fear of having those conversations with the younger generation, because it's a two-way street, and the younger generation look to hear that conversation, as well as the older generation, in my eyes, look to hear that conversation. So I think that we're so disconnected from having those conversations that when it's time for us to have these conversations, it's hard, and it shouldn't be, because trauma affects everybody differently. That is true. Trauma could be a sound, a taste, a smell, a reaction. It could be many different things, and it comes in many different forms. So for me, talking to one of my elders and hearing their fears of trauma, fear is definitely trauma, and our elders do feel it, they hear it, they see it, and they understand it. So as a younger person, we got to do better as a whole when it comes to our elders. So we out here to vibe. I thank you for listening to us and being a part of the conversation. I thank you for coming, Judy. And just keep taking care of yourself, loving yourself, and being that beautiful Judy that we all know you to be.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Cook good and look good.
And we're back, everybody. Hi, it's Aunty once again. And, I just want to thank Miss Judy for her conversation. It's crazy how, as an elder, she could identify her earliest remembrance at the age of 16 and beyond, her traumas from, domestic violence and all of these various different forms of her traumas. So it's crazy how you really don't know the people that's closest to you, the things that they go through and the things that they have gone through. Even with my life with trauma, I saw trauma at a very early age. And I could sit back and really recognize, wow, it's crazy how early of an age I started seeing trauma. So to hear her story is even more awareness for me. All my traumas and anybody else's who is around me, their traumas. So we got to pay attention to all of that, and we got to really have these conversations and don't be scared to have them, because clearly Miss Judy came with an open book and she let y'all into her world so that y'all can understand it's real outside and trauma is definitely real. So I just want to thank everybody for listening to Miss Judy and paying attention to those signs of trauma. You guys can follow me at shala.3511. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we outside. It's a vibe. We look to see you. We love you. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Peace, y'all.